Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Mark, the 8th chapter. In those days, the multitude being very great, and having nothing to eat, Yahweh Shai called his disciples unto him, and saith unto them, I have compassion on the multitude, because they have now been with me 3 days, and have nothing to eat. So he felt bad. And if I send them away fasting to their own houses, they will faint by the way, for divers of them came from far. So they came from a long way. I don't want to send them away, in this state. And his disciples answered him, From whence can a man satisfy these men with bread here in the wilderness, seeing that there are no stores around? How are we going to feed all them? And he asked them, How many loaves have ye? And they said, 7. And he commanded the people to sit down on the ground. And he took the 7 loaves, and gave thanks, and brake, and gave to his disciples to set before them. And they did set them before the people. And they had a few small fishes, and he blessed and commanded to set them also before them. So they did eat, and were filled. And they took up the broken meat, and that was left, 7 baskets. So here it is. They went from 7 loaves and a few fishes to 7 baskets left after he had fed everybody. And they that had eaten were about 4,000, and he sent them away. And straightway he entered into a ship with his disciples, and came into the parts of Dalmanutha. And the Pharisees came forth and began to question with him, seeking of him a sign from heaven, tempting him. Right? If you're really the son of God, you're really the anointed to come, show us a sign. What's the proof? And he sighed deeply in his spirit, and saith, Why doth this generation seek after a sign? Verily I say unto you, there shall no sign be given unto this generation. Salakia. So as it says here, and he left them, and entering into the ship again departed to the other side. Now the disciples had forgotten to take bread, neither had they in the ship with them more than 1 loaf. And he charged them, saying, Take heed, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, and of the leaven of Herod. And because he mentioned leaven, they thought he was talking about actual bread. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, Is it because we have no bread? And when Yahushua knew it, he saith unto them, Why reason ye because ye have no bread? Perceive ye not yet, neither understand? Have ye your heart yet hardened? So are your minds also hardened that you don't understand what I'm talking about here? That I'm not referring to actual bread? Having eyes, see ye not? And having ears, hear ye not? And do ye not remember? When I break the 5 loaves among 5,000, how many baskets full of fragments took ye up? They say unto him, 12. And when the 7 among 4,000, how many baskets full of fragments took ye up? And they said 7. And he said unto them, How is it that ye do not understand? Meaning, how don't you get that I'm not worried about bread, or you carrying actual, physical bread with you? Okay. This is, as he's going to believe he expounds on here, but he was referring to their hypocrisy of the scribes and Pharisees. In the book of Matthew, it expounds on there that then they understood that that's what he was referring to. And he cometh to Bethsaida, and they bring a blind man unto him, and besought him to touch him. And he took the blind man by the hand, and led him out of the town. And when he had spit on his eyes, he put his hands upon him, and he put his hands upon him. He asked him if he saw aught. So he spit on his eyes, put his hands on him, and asked him if he could see now. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. So his vision was blurry. It wasn't fully clear yet. After that, he put his hands again upon his eyes and made him look up, and he was restored and saw every man clearly. And what's spiritual about this is how it was a process, right? He didn't instantly see everything clearly, but eventually, his sight got better and better and better, right? From the beginning to, the second time, right? And what's spiritual about it is that's how it is. Like when you first come into the knowledge, right? When your spiritual eyes are open, you don't see everything clearly, right? You can see because your spiritual eyes are now open, but with time, wisdom, and experience, the Lord sharpens your eyes and your discernment and, understanding grows. So there's one of the spiritual point. Just wanted to mention that. And he sent him away to his house, saying, neither go into the town, nor tell it to any in the town. And Yahushua went out and his disciples into the towns of Caesarea Philippi. And by the way, he asked his disciples, saying unto them, whom do men say that I am? So who are they? What's the rumor? Who are they saying that I am? And they answered, John the Baptist, but some say Elias, and others one of the prophets. And he saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Peter answereth and saith unto him, thou art the anointed. And he charged them that they should tell no man of him. So Peter said, we believe you're the Messiah. And they were like, and then he told them, okay, make sure you don't tell anybody. And he began to teach that the Son of Man must suffer many things, and be rejected of the elders, and of the chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again. And he spake that saying openly. And Peter took him and began to rebuke him. So Peter was basically like getting at him, like, don't say that, don't talk like that. Like that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna let that happen. But Peter didn't understand. But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples, he rebuked Peter, saying, get thee behind me, Satan, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but the things that be of men. Meaning that Peter was saying this, but he was looking at it from the lens of carnally. He didn't want Yahushua to die, right? And it was from his mind, it was from good intention, but these were not the things of God, because it was the Most High's will that Yahushua would go through that. That was the purpose for why he was sent. So in trying to stop that, you would be trying to hinder the will of the Lord. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me, right? And so you have to be disciplined. You have to sacrifice. You have to bear your burdens. You have to, harden yourself as a good soldier and diligently follow after the Lord. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. That is, those that are willing to give up their things in this life for the Lord's sake, or Slakia, those that are trying to cling on to it will lose it. But those that are willing to give it up for the sake of the Lord and sacrifice for the gospel's sake, they're the ones who are going to gain life eternal. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? See, because you can be one of the richest people in the world, but what happens when what happens if you're now corrupt and the Lord judges you? And next thing you know, you amass all this wealth and these riches, but you can't enjoy it. You end up dying and losing it all. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed. Right? Because if you're ashamed to stand for the Lord, because you fear what this wicked and adulterous generation has to say, then you're not worthy of the Lord. Right? So likewise, the Lord will be ashamed to proclaim you when he cometh in the glory of his Father with his holy angels. And that brings us to the end of the book of Mark, the 8th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.